Hi, beautiful people. Happy Saturday. I hope you guys are all doing well. The weekend is finally here and I could not be any happier. I apologize if I sound weird. I am so congested. Can you guys remember when Gypsy started her podcast and she said how she is on this journey walking with Christ? And she also acknowledged how messy she was online. And she stated that she was going to be less messy. Well, that seems to have gone out the window, and I'm not surprised at all because Gypsy knows nothing else but only to be messy. When Gypsy returned from Alaska, she wasted no time in reactivating her cameo. But this cameo that she did recently was so disturbing, it actually made me furious.
Hi McKinley, so your best friend Aubrey had reached out to me and told me that you are turning 16 today, so I wanted to wish you a very happy sweet 16, and I also wanted to do this for you. Happy birthday, girl. Bye.
Why? What was the point of Gypsy doing this dance? Does McKinley know what that dance correlates to and or signifies? Does this young lady's parents know that she was gifted this cameo from Gypsy, the convicted murderer? When is Gypsy going to acknowledge that by people imitating the dances that they learned about through the FOIAs over time in Gypsy's life, just before she had her mother murdered? That is not something Gypsy should be embracing or be proud of. Gypsy is not normal. She is not a sane individual, in my opinion. Again, a reminder, this was a cameo that Gypsy did for a 16-year-old. Gypsy felt it was appropriate to do that dance for this young lady that correlated and signified a time in her life when she was manipulating an autistic man into murdering her mother. She lied to this autistic man that she could not do it herself and she could not bring herself to hurting her own mom. That's a lie. Because bear in mind, Gypsy did try to kill her mom prior. She shot her with a pellet gun over 20 times. And when she did not succeed with that, she pulled out a knife and threatened her mother with a knife. And that same person who was capable of doing that, who has not been rehabilitated, who has never gotten the help that she so desperately needs, is sending birthday wishes to someone's 16-year-old daughter. And trust me, I get it, you guys. Not everyone parents the same. And some parents are too busy dealing with work, trying to make a living, to provide, to put a roof over their kid's head. And other things. I have a child that age right now. And if one of her friends did this, she would have told me because I make my kids aware of the dangers out there. And Gypsy Rose Blanchard, in my opinion, is a very, very dangerous individual. And sadly enough, there are kids that think that Gypsy is this hero. She is quite the opposite. Gypsy is the villain. The video on your screen is a video that was recorded by Gypsy Rose for Nicholas Goldejohn, where Gypsy showed him the side of the bed her mum would be, and she demonstrated a stabbing motion. She wanted him to stab her mum. Gypsy is the monster, and I just cannot understand how CAMEO is allowing her to do this from their platform. This is unacceptable. And if someone was trolling Gypsy, Gypsy had a choice to deny that CAMEO, but she made a choice to go ahead and do it and incorporated that dance because you see, Gypsy thinks that she is that girl. Because Gypsy feels she is that important. Gypsy feels she is that famous. And just seeing by her demeanor, she really felt she did the damn thing. She looked like a fool. And what 16-year-old just has $100 laying around to spend on a cameo for a friend? Like I said, I have a kid that age, and if that was me, there was no way I would have let this slide. And why is CAMEO allowing a murderer, a convicted murderer, to engage with youngsters online. She is influencing the youth, and that is worrisome as fuck. This is inappropriate on so many levels. You know, when somebody sent me this cameo that she did for the 16-year-old, I immediately thought of Gypsy's new friend, the lady that actually, I think her name is Raquel, the lady that looked after Aurora when Gypsy and Ken went to Alaska. Do you know her partner has a daughter that looks like she is not older than 16? Even she looks younger than 16. Are they allowing Gypsy to influence her too? Do they know that Ken and Gypsy were caught sometime last year on TV talking to minors? Is Gypsy dancing like this in front of her, or even showing her how to do these dances? Do you guys remember when Gypsy first got out of prison? She was still married to Ryan and living with Ryan. Gypsy came on social media with Ryan's 15-year-old nephew, and Gypsy tried to pump him out. She was telling the ladies in the chat to hit him up, to DM him. He was only 15 years old. And also, I myself will never let go or forget her words during the same time she was manipulating this autistic man, telling him that he will have to take his daughter's virginity. What has this world become? Are we no longer protecting our kids? I mentioned in a previous video, Gypsy took all her podcast advertising down, and she seems to be back on social media doing dance videos. And as you can see, she is throwing herself around. I have no sound because she is dancing to Ed Sheeran Shivers. This is supposed to be her imitating or trying to do a dance of how the Amish dance. This is what she was trying to replicate. Gypsy cannot dance. Gypsy has no rhythm. She obviously had to learn this dance, and when you learn a dance, it takes quite a while to actually learn that dance. Where was baby Aurora all this time when she was learning this dance? Did she leave her alone again? Did she just leave her in front of the TV whilst she went into another room and filmed her TikToks? Doesn't Gypsy need to clean the house, do the laundry, and or cook? What about maybe she could have washed that wig because it looks awful? And I'm not being mean at all, but that wig looks like it hasn't been washed in quite a while. I have never known a new mother to have so much time on their hands, and especially having a child in the beginning stages of walking, where they are now able to move around on their own, get into stuff because they are so inquisitive. I suppose she will say that baby Aurora was either taking a nap or with the grandparents, because Gypsy always has an excuse for stuff. I wonder when her enablers are actually going to build up some courage and tell her the truth that she can't dance and that she is making herself look like a total idiot. The comment section under this video was hilarious. People were stroking her ego, telling her how she was so good at dancing, calling her the queen, and a lot of people were telling her how she should be on Dancing with the Stars. And they were actually hashtagging Dancing with the Stars. Side note, I don't think Dancing with the Stars are that desperate for contestants for them to want to have Gypsy Rose Blanchard on their show. Get this, someone commented and said, and I quote, "Get her on Dancing with the Stars," end quote. To which Gypsy responds and she said, "Well, if they had Anna Dalvey on it, I'm sure they could have me." LOL. The delusion. She really thinks she is on the same level as this Anna person. Did Anna murder anyone? Because I thought, from what I can remember, and I could be wrong, isn't Anna the con artist who got caught for being a fraudster because she posed as this wealthy heiress and she stole from the rich? I don't recall Anna murdering anybody. Let me know in the comments. I am actually amazed that she did not delete this comment. And it says, and I quote, "What in the world is happening?" To which somebody else responded and said, I think she's blocked everyone that isn't sipping the tea. This person hit the nail on the head. Also, Gypsy is holding back comments, waiting for review. It's so well known that Gypsy likes to get feedback about what she posts, and she always has a clap back for those that do not say anything positive about whatever she's posting. And she made this post to which she says, hate to say, get off the internet. Me, smirking face emoji. She then says, I'd rather dance across your screen. She really cannot read a room. The entitlement, the arrogance, the cockiness. Gypsy truly feels that she is invincible. She feels that she can do whatever she wants and there will be no repercussions. And how dare anybody say anything negative about her? And we are called the haters. Who, in their right mind, is wanting to be Gypsy Rose? Does she realize the only person that went out of their way and did everything in her power to actually protect the fucked up things that she did was Dee Dee, her mother? And what did she do with the mother? She orchestrated, planned the murder of her own mother. You see, what Gypsy cannot seem to accept is that not everyone has blinders on and that she does not have that much power and influence to make everyone drink her Kool-Aid. She then went ahead and made this post. She may have a smile on her face, but look at those black, dead eyes. And didn't Gypsy say that she gave up drinking and that they no longer have any alcohol in their home? So here she is posing with whatever alcohol is in that glass. What is she trying to portray? What message is she trying to get across? Could it be that she's living her best life? Because one thing that is very clear, Gypsy is the hater, not us that report about her, because Gypsy is the one that remains constantly bothered, continuously checking to see what people are saying about her, and then trying her damnedest to prove them wrong. And that seems to consume a lot of her time. And you see, what we have, Gypsy will never ever have, and that is peace. Someone left this comment, you look just like your mother. You guys, guess what? Gypsy deleted that comment. Let me just add my 2 cents, and this is just my opinion. Gypsy seemed to have needed a lot of filtering to even try look as beautiful as her mother. But still, with all that filtering, she doesn't even come close. With ending this, Gypsy can continue to make herself a fool and continue lying to herself that she is thriving, and also believing those that are stroking her ego in the comment section that are also lying to her. But one thing I did take away from her dance is that it seems she took time to incorporate acknowledging the truth train. As you can see, the hand gesture she made, it looked like, in old movies when the train driver would pull on a chain to signal the horn. And each time I watched that video while editing, I kept saying, choo choo, because Gypsy knows the true train is chugging along and it's not looking too good for her. Also, in regard to the dance that she was trying to depict, the original with the Amish, did anybody notice the Amish doing the roll of the butt? Because I didn't notice them do that. But Gypsy felt that she had to put her own twist on it and incorporate a butt roll. That was totally unnecessary, if you ask me. But again, this is Gypsy Rose. She is very sexual, and she admitted that herself. She actually said that she was hypersexual. Was that a tease or was that an invite to someone? All I can say is, you. If I were the parent whose child received that cameo from Gypsy, I would immediately and absolutely report that to CAMEO and make CAMEO aware of how inappropriate Gypsy is and that her child is a minor. Let me know what you guys think about this. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Please be safe out there. Be kind to one another and don't forget, make good memories. Bye, guys.